Yes, hi everybody, what's up? It's your boy Jeremy here with Slam Media, aka Moroccan Boy. Today's topic is going to be about mini bikes. I got into mini bikes back in May at the start of my birthday month. At the time I bought it so that way I can enjoy it with friends, and then of course we go out to drift events and such and pack it along with us, and it gives me something to ride through the pits with, to bathrooms quicker, to different spots around the track, whatever that may be. It gives me a little bit more freedom. Plus I enjoy riding it here around the city and anytime we get to go to some trails. My first week of ownership with my Coleman Bt200x, just to run you through some quick specs, it is a 196cc engine. It's a pull start, so it's a little lawnmower engine. Mine is currently stock. When I say completely stock, it does have some slight modification, which I'll get into that. Out of the box, I normally do about 18. There's a little zip tie governor trick that you can do that makes them do about 30. And then if you're lucky like myself, you can get it to do about 35. The very first week that I owned this bike, I ended up riding from my house, riding almost over 50 blocks or so to go and meet up with all of our other friends. And we rode from there to go and like ride around the city, ride around the lake a little bit, and grabbed a beer, and then we all rode back, went home from there. It was such a cool vibe that I love it so much now that I wanted to modify mine. So I was looking through the messenger chat, seeing what everyone else had did. At the time, nobody had painted their fender flares or anything like that. Well, or modified their pegs or handlebars really. Of course, grips are a must because the stock plastic ones are just horrible trash. I think I still got some blisters right there for riding with them. I was sought out to try and make my bike a little bit different, keeping the engine stock. Now, in our group, there is some other stock 196 motor. Granted, some of them have a little bit more head work, already relashed their valving. For me, all I've done to my bike is done the zip tie trick. My 196 bike currently has a 9-tooth on it, which I'm actually going to be switching it over to a torque converter. So within our group, my bike will be the first kind of Frankenstein bike to be 196cc stock engine with a torque converter. I'm really excited to see what kind of results I get. Whenever I switched over to the 9-tooth, that 9-tooth is on what was called a jack shaft. That jack shaft originally had a 20-tooth, which was a little bit bigger than about what that 9-tooth set there looking like. Big difference in this was that gearing ratio would allow me to go from about 35 miles per hour, upwards of the top that I've hit about 46, 47 miles per hour. Granted, I ran out of space because the bike has absolutely no torque from that jack shaft that I can't seem to top out anywhere. That's my reasoning for going ahead and getting over to this new torque converter that we'll have a video update on later. Within the first 2 weeks of me owning my bike, as I mentioned, I wanted to make my bike stand out. I went to LM Auto in Edmond, picked up the Mazda 36B Spirited Green. With that Spirited Green, I actually have a gold pearlescent that's in it, alongside with the clear coat and a plastic adhesion to make sure that it's stuck good. My bike is definitely a good to 6 footer. I didn't let it bake long enough so that way the clear coat could actually get to the plastic adhesion good enough. And so whenever I actually went out riding and trail riding for the first time, it just chipped away at that paint real quick. I will be going back to redo the paint and all of that jazz one day, and of course we'll have a video covering that as well. Here in my conclusion, I wanted to leave you guys with this. I bought my mini bike solely to enjoy some extracurricular activities with my friends. That ended up actually turning into something that's more of a hobby for me now. It's almost coincided with my car. To be honest, it's kind of held a lot of us away from modifying, building, or finishing our race cars, drift cars, etc. I say this to say, if you don't have a mini bike and you're looking to get into it, it's an amazing hobby. It's almost like having another little car of some sort that you can tinker with. For me, it taught me a lot more about trying to be responsible for your maintenance in terms of oil changes, keeping an eye on what your chain's doing, make sure you have the proper tools. All of that has become a more of a thinking process for me, which I feel like is going to help me out down the road with my car and trying to get into more racing. I hope you guys enjoyed me talking a little bit about my experience with my mini bike, as well as I hope you guys enjoyed this little video afterwards. Be sure to leave a like down below if you actually enjoyed this video. Don't be afraid to hit that subscribe button either, and turn those notifications on to be notified. Later.